video. I believe you guys are enjoying your day so far. Guys, we are getting closer and closer to get to know who really killed Hillary Gardee. Yes, she was an innocent young lady with a bright future ahead of her. Unfortunately, she could not last for that long because some group of people who have to decide to come and kidnap her and go and kill her. Since then, the whole population, the whole South African people have stood together trying to seek the justice for Hillary Gardee. Therefore, there is a lot of investigations that have been going on until after a couple of days, we had to find three people who were the main suspect in Hillary's Gardee. Now that they appear in court, these people they could not start anything, whether it is bail, whether it is whatsoever we were expecting to hear from them. Instead, the only thing that we saw from them was for them to ask for the medical attention. Therefore, the court had granted them the medical attention since the court refused to give them the bail. Now, we have remained trying to see what will happen next because our wish is for us to get to know who really killed Hillary Gardee. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of scenario behind the murder of the Hillary Gardee. And therefore, everyone, they are open their eyes. They have to find out exactly what is going on, who's behind the three suspects that we saw in the behind bars that who appear in court in connection with Hillary Gardee's murder. Guys, there is a crazy moment or crazy things I should say that is happening right now, and this is very crazy. I don't know what is going on right now in this country, but in this video, we are going to summarize some of the things that went through in the media, from the police ministry to the politicians' statements, and then we're going to show you some of the evidence which shows that there's something fishy going on. And you, as a South Africans, you have all the right to get to know right now what is going on, because we don't want to start experiencing another scenario as the one of the Senzo Mewa case, where until now everything is still in blurry. We can't see more clearly because they don't want to tell us who had really killed Senzo Mewa. Now that we are at the Hillary Gardee murder case, we want to know everything. We want to know exactly what happened. And now, as you see it in the title, Floyd Shivamba had been mentioned by these three suspects that is also among the Hillary Gardee's killers. We are going to drop us your comments, in the comment section. Give us your opinions. Tell us what also you think about this. Let me take you guys a little bit back. When Hillary Gardee was kidnapped, the first things, when this news arrived to the father, since the father is one of the highest political member in this country, which we call EFF, he bring the problem to the EFF office. And the EFF, since they could not rely on the police system, since they've been complaining a lot about this police, what they did, they decided then to hire their own private investigators, which so far the police never come as in front of us like this and try to explain us like, no guys, we managed to arrest these three suspects, all thanks to the effort that the EFF party have managed to hire their own private investigators. They have not done that. So the EFF managed to hire their own private investigators so that they can try to find Hillary Gardee. And as these private investigators went on to do the job, unfortunately they failed. The only things they find was Hillary Gardee, and she was dead by then. Since she was dead, the EFF, of course with the leader Julius Malema, they decided to ask these private investigators that they should not stop with this case. Instead, they should go ahead and continue with these investigations, so that this time they're not only gonna go and try to find who had kidnapped Hillary Gardee. Instead, they should go ahead and try to find who had kidnapped and also kill Hillary Gardee. So as they were working, the police also came ahead and tried to start making research because they know, okay, this is not just like any kind of South African who got kidnapped and had been killed by these kidnappers. Instead, the police now start putting a lot of effort so that they can arrest the killers of Hillary Gardee. As now the police, of course, I'm talking about police investigators and the private investigators that the EFF had hired. They come together, and lucky enough, the investigators from the EFF, they managed to put their hands on these three suspects. Of course, we're talking about Philemon Lukele and these other remains colleagues of him. So, if you guys you still remember very well, the day when the Minister of Police, Becky Taylor, arrived in Pumalanga, as they give him all the reports, in his media statement that he gave to the media, of course, you know, I still remember what he says on that day. He says that this case is more political. That is the words Minister Becky Taylor had spoken on that day. And they tried to ask him, like, what makes you think that this the disappearing of the Hillary Gardee, it linked to the politicians? He says that because he's having some pending business, the only way for them to sort it out is by hurting each other to the people that they love the most, right? So let's keep that image in mind. And on the other side, there were some rumors which raised up where people, they were like, okay, since now he is the minister who had just said that this case is more political, then we all know the big arrival or the big enemy, should I put it in a very simple English, of EFF is ANC. So now people, they were like, okay, what about if this has to do with ANC? What about if it is ANC hands behind all this drama? You know, as people were still trying to suspect and trying to assume things which they were just thinking in their mind, the next things they arrest the three suspects. And among these three suspects, we find one person who was an official member of ANC. And now it raises the attention of everyone. They want now to understand, like, okay, we were busy trying to think that since the minister of police had mentioned that people who could be behind this murder, the politicians, and we're busy thinking it could be the ANC, yet today they present us among the suspects there's a member of ANC. So that is where now the case start turning around, and people now they have now to find out, but why? Even if you have a problem of a politician, why do you have to go and hate his family? Why do you have to go and kill his wife? Why do you have to go and take someone's life who's still very young? She was a mother. She just recently finished school. She still have a bright future ahead of her. Those were the questions that people they were asking, and this, really revolt people. People they become like, this being so wicked. So now that these men appear in court, we were all expecting them to start the court. Because if you remember the last media that the president of EFF, Julius Malema, had last week, he said that he wanted this case to finish as soon as possible, because you don't want this thing of you arrest people, you keep them somewhere in jail while they're be serving the sentence there already, and yet we have not know exactly what happened. At the end of the day, you come and wake up to tell us that no, they were just innocent, they must leave them. So for him, he says that they must start the court right now, so that these people they can start paying. If they have to be sent to jail for life, they should go instead of keeping them. Now, these people that arrive in court, the first things these people they assume to say that we are here to talk because we've been tortured. Guys, listen very well. These three suspects, they says that they've been tortured since they've been arrested by the police. They've been tortured in a very, very, very different ways. They even goes on to try to explain what kind of method they were tortured. And with all this kind of method, they mentioned that they've been they put them on the electricity, like those kind of torturing where they want like to dig something out of you. So the court, it is something which comes with a long procedure. So they could not just deny what these people have mentioned because they want to protect also the rights. Remember, so far, me and you, we can assume that they're the one who killed Hillary when they are proven wrong. So the court decide to grant them the instead the court give them the chance for them to go and get treated by the doctors so that they can figure out what is going on. Guys, on Thursday, these people, as they were busy now, actually they managed to treat them. So now the court had put another service so that these people, because they got also the lawyers, so that these people they can try to explain also the court what really happened from the moment when they were arrested. Where were them? Who took them? Where did them go? What kind of question did them ask them? What measurement or what method? Which way did the police try to figure out that these are the main suspect in this? So, and these people they say that no, we've been tortured many times. So now, since they were busy asking them these questions, these people they have to reveal the whole truth. And they said they were torturing them because they want them to mention the name of Floyd Shivamba. They want them to mention the name of Floyd Shivamba because they have to bring him out as the person who had ordered the Hillary Gardee murder. That is the reason why these people they manage to explain to the police that Floyd Shivamba is the one who's behind all this massacre. So, and then they ask them a question. Of course, this is in the police statement that they release about these people, because when you say you are being tortured, obviously the next question they'll ask you, why were you tortured? And now these people they are explaining that no, we were tortured. And here the person who come up with this statement, the first person was Lukele, Philemon Lukele, is the one who even come and mentioned that no, I was tortured because they want me to open my mouth and confirm that Floyd Shivamba, the deputy president of EFF, is involved in this Hillary Gardee's murder. When they call the second one, he comes also with the same thing. They call the third one, he come also with the same story, saying that no, I've been tortured because they asked me to mention the name of a Floyd Shivamba, and when I refused, I get tortured by the police. Guys, now the question is to know, with all this evidence, with all these statements that we got, starting from the police minister, going to the EFF leaders, followed by the accused who are involved in Hillary Gardee's murder. My question now to you, the person who's watching this video, is to know what is hiding exactly behind this. Is it that they are trying to send a message to try to divide the EFF? Because obviously, if this accusation against Floyd Shivamba, if it is true, that means that it's going to divide the EFF. That means it's going to raise a lot of serious fight in EFF. So who's behind all this? Because we are seeing the general election getting closer in 2004. I mean in 2024, I mean, guys, sorry. So is this another way of these people trying to neutralize EFF so that they must put trouble in EFF, and the next thing it will make the EFF to fail the elections? That's just a question we're trying to analyze together, and let's try to see the possible way of all this. Because personally, I don't see Floyd Shivamba getting involved in these kind of things. Honestly speaking, I don't see for what reason he would like to kill his colleague from EFF, Hillary Gardee, his daughter. For what reason? And even if he have to do something like that, will he have to to leave everyone out there, all snipers, all assassinate people who are out there, for him to go and choose someone like a Philemon Lukele to fulfill this kind of service? I mean, obviously, guys, something is missing somewhere there. And end of the day, us we are not politicians. Us, we just want to know the truth about who really killed Hillary Gardee. We want to see this person being locked behind bars. Then they have to pay for what they have done to this beautiful young lady. So now, why bringing that now? Why do you have to go and pressure or torture these three suspectors for them to confess about a name of someone who, I mean, or is it there like maybe it could be that Mr. Becky Taylor is right to say that this is kind of like politicians. Maybe there's someone who's more stronger. They are trying out to protect at this moment, and they will be like, okay, no, guys, you just go ahead and say, mention one of the EFF member there. Let's put trouble in the camp. That could be also another way that these people can be. They might be busy doing, and us, we don't need that. We don't need that, guys. Among these three suspects, one of them, they caught him with a cell phone in his cell, and he's been using this cell phone since the moment after after a couple of days when he was arrested. Of course, we all know that there are cell phones in jails, which these people, you need to pay someone for you to communicate with someone outside, obviously. But in order for you to have one cell phone in your possession, that requires a high connection. You need to be able to convince the officer, the prison officers. You need to be able to corrupt many people in order for you to have your own cell phone. Now the question is, how did this suspector or this guy, how did he manage to get this cell phone in jail? Or after all this time? And the second question is to know who was communicating with him. Obviously, you will tell that there is someone who's in the very high position, but they're busy playing a low profile in order for them to help these people. Maybe these people, they already told them that, okay, if we leave these people go to court like this, they might go and mention our names. So let's try to give them everything they need. If they need our support right now, let's give them. Let's try to communicate with them. Let's try to do this. And they try to put them in the good positions so that the really killer of a Hillary Gardee must not be mentioned. For what reason? Why do you have to go and kill someone? Regardless of what you guys are fighting on. Obviously, there is something that which is hiding. Because there's no a way that someone like a Floyd Shivamba will have to leave his position as a deputy president, guys. Deputy president is not just like anyone, you know. Because if we're talking about Julius Malema today, if Julius Malema is not there tomorrow, obviously we see Floyd Shivamba taking the place. So why will him have to go and leave his position for him to go and kill his colleague's friend? That is something that me personally, I'm not buying. I'm not believing it, and I don't know about you, what you think about it. Of course, I do believe that there is some hand, a dark hand behind this murder case, and they're trying now to protect the interest, because very soon, me, I strongly believe this is not Senzo Mewa's case. Yes, because, and come to think of it, I think Senzo Mewa's case, because this case had now opened our eyes as a South African to understand that all the corrupt charge police people inside the government, for them to be revealed. Thanks to Senzo Mewa's murder case, we can now be able to see that our justice is not working the way it's supposed to be working. We can now be aware that we can't rely or trust our police. We can see everything the way it's been going, drama after drama. Now that we are waiting, because Monday, the case of Senzo Mewa will have to resume. And we don't know what will happen next. I'm afraid even to tell you guys that we might even reach on Monday and they'll tell you that no, the court has been postponed again. because that's what they're used to. When you are busy waiting for the justice to happen, them they're busy postponing. And here we still only in one side of the case. They have not even like we have not even started the real case of Senzo Mewa, what really happened. We have not even started. We're still in the level where they're trying to prove the innocence of these 5 suspects who've been arrested behind bars. So yet we're seeing drama after drama. Guys, this obviously it really reveal, it really open our eyes. We can now see what is going on in our justice system. And now we are busy talking about Hillary Gardee. This is where something like you already have 3 people who you guys were accused that they are suspectors, and these 3 people they ask for the medical attention. You provide it for them. The next was involved. I mean, seriously, seriously, no. I believe it is a time where we get to tell our politicians, our justice system, our police, that you guys, you must focus on how to do your job and be more professional. Stop making too much excuses, running to the left and right on something which is more obvious, on something that South African can understand, can see exactly what is going on. So we must stop these things, guys. We must stop it. You can't go and mention Floyd Shivambu name right now. And these people, I mean, now that they have given their own reasons, saying that we were tortured because they asked us. We were expecting these people, for an example, for them to come and say that I did what I did because I was ordered by Floyd Shivambu. That was going to be more understandable. That, so tell us what you know. But not them coming and say that no, I was tortured. They were torturing me because they want me to mention Floyd Shivambu. So now the question, because now it is another long procedure. Because now the question will be, they'll have to go and ask, who's this detective? I mean, who's this policeman who was questioning you, who was torturing you? When they get this police, they'll ask them now the question, why do you have to come and impose these 3 suspects for them to mention the name? Who gave you this name? How did you know that Floyd Shivambu is the one who ordered them? If it's not them who told you, because them they did not told you in the statement, in the report at the court, everything. There's no a place where these 3 suspects had mentioned Floyd Shivambu. But how come you, as a policeman, who have to go and ask them to mention someone's name? By then they'll need to find out who's behind this police, and that's not going to be a case anymore. It's going to be something it's going to be something else. Guys, we need to open our eyes in this case. We need to find out the truth about what really happened to Hillary Gardee. Whoever who's involved in this murder, then they have to come and face the justice. We're not gonna have pity on anyone this time, because this young lady, she deserves a true justice. She have left a beautiful young daughter behind. She have left a parent who are still crying until now. That is very painful. She have left friends, colleagues from where she was working, people who love her, people who cares about her, and some group of people they have to decide and take her away from her. I mean, from this world. For that reasons, we need to see some truth about this, and they must not tell us too much stories or trying to make this case go far. That's why I like the statement that the EFF leader Julius Malema gave after he saw this news about Floyd Shivambu being mentioned by the 3 suspects. You know, in his Twitter, Malema says that they must leave our deputy president. If they want to involve someone, or if they want to implicate someone in this murder case, they must go for someone more celebrity, or yeah, something like that. I don't know whether he was trying to refer to Kelly or not, but he was just very clear in his message by saying that they must leave our deputy president Floyd Shivambu because he had nothing to do with this one. That was the statement that the EFF leader Julius Malema had to give. And so far, from the side of Floyd Shivambu, he have not comment, he have not replied to any call or any WhatsApp. According to certain source that we have, some medias try to contact him, they call him, he's not answering. They send him WhatsApp, he read the WhatsApp but is not responding. Obviously, because he also understood that this is just wasting of the time, or this is just something that I don't have time to go and start gossiping around what I did or what I did not do. These people, they did not mention him like no, is the one who had sent us. These people, they only say Floyd Shivambu. They mentioned the name of Floyd Shivambu because the police who were busy questioning them tortured them to the point of that they could not take it anymore. And all of us, we know all these things. Like when you're being too much tortured and you don't know nothing else to say, you might end up saying things which you just want for that these people to leave you alone or to give you a break so that you can be, instead of you dying. And I believe maybe these people, they were also under that pressure. Like imagine they're torturing you with electricity wires, they're torturing you with water, trying to certificate you, you know, closing your head, you can't breathe and all those kind of things. So maybe they were afraid to die and they had to give them what they want, but instead they are not the one who had confessed. It is the police who impose them. Here is another problem again. Talking about police, we're still surviving. We're still seeing drama after drama with the same police over and over. Guys, ish, I'm not, angeke. Ish. I mean, like, we keep on complaining over and over every time. And yet, the police, they're still doing the mistake after mistake. What is going on, guys? Because now, obviously, as I said, they'll now have to go back and find this police who also who had asked them for them to go and ask these three suspects that mentioned Floyd Shivambu in this. Because like now, if I was Floyd Shivambu, I can also open a case against police. Yes, if I was Floyd Shivambu, I was gonna open a case against police so that they can come and tell me how come, who gave them my name for them to impose to these three suspects so that they'll mention it. Stop playing with us, guys. Stop playing with us. Anyway, that was very what we wanted to share with you. I'm telling you, I mean, this is drama after drama. This is drama after drama. Just see a comment coming through now that those are the dramas from Mzanzi. And it is true, guys. We're seeing drama after drama. We're still dealing with this. Another one comes. We still having this. We're trying to see the justice about Senso Mayua. Another one comes. We don't know what is waiting up tomorrow. And here we're talking about the case of famous or popular people who are well known, people who are in the high profile in this country. What about all these innocent people who are getting killed every day there? What about these people who are getting kidnapped? What about people who are being involved in the drug dealers, accident, human trafficking, all these kind of things? What about them? Who talks about them? Who talks about them for us to be sitting here and talking about politicians, police, ministers, justice system? What about us? Hmm? Because here we're talking about people like we are all known and who are well known, and these people, when something happened to them, now, in less than few minutes, everyone will be talking about it. But what about me and you? Everything that you've been experiencing, who have said anything about it? Who have write even a story about it? Who have showed it in the news? No one. So this is just playing with us. I mean, only God knows. Instead, yeah, only God knows. And we leave everything in God's hand. Obviously, the true justice is going to happen. Everyone who are committing these crimes, everyone who are doing all these wrong things, they are going to pay for it. God is going to punish everyone. They will regret for what they are doing. Yes, because this young lady, she deserves the justice. This young lady, she did not kill or commit any sin against anyone. We are going to find truth very soon. And I am afraid to say, the way this case now is taking, the direction which this case is taking, I'm afraid to say that some people will cry very soon. Yes, I'm afraid to say some people will cry very soon, because here we're talking about EFF. They're not gonna sit and just keep quiet because you guys, you mentioned, and they'll keep quiet. No, they'll come back for you. Wait, maybe today or tomorrow, Monday, somewhere there, you guys will hear. There'll be some declaration from the EFF side where they would like now to go to the bottom of this, because they want to seek, they're seeking the justice for who had killed the daughter of their colleague. And you coming, you are trying to torture these three suspects for them to lie. Now that the name of Floyd Shivamba is out there, then you must be ready to deal with the consequences. Because the EFF, they are not gonna sit and look at you like, oh, and look, you have mentioned Floyd Shivamba, then yeah, that is it. We understand you. No, they will come back after police. They will come back, and first of all, you remember, EFF and police, they never get along. Because EFF don't want to rely on the police. EFF, they are the among people who had stood to understand that this police is corrupt. These police are playing with people. These police are lying. These police are making up stories. They have understood these things. Don't you understand why they have to go and hire their own private investigators in Hillary's Gardee murder? They should have just gone straight away to the police and say, okay, police, look, we have a serious problem here. We want to find people who had killed this young lady. We want to see them in court. Why did not do so? Why do they have to go on their own way and try to organize their own private investigators? Pay them money for these private investigators to come with these three suspects that we are seeing in the court. Because according to the EFF, Julius Malema, he says that among these three, EFF three private suspects, they arrest two. The police only arrest one. Why the police never come also forward to tell us that no, guys, yes, he's lying or he's telling the truth? For the fact that he kept quiet, I mean, for the fact that the police kept quiet, that simply means to say that EFF Julius Malema is saying the truth. He's telling us the truth. He's telling us the truth. So now, instead of you doing your job, you have to go and start coming up with excuses, coming up with names. Oh no, Floyd Shivambu and what. No, thanks God, these people, they had mentioned the name. I mean, they had mentioned that the police tortured them. So they were torturing us because we refused to mention Floyd Shivambu. So now that we refuse, they start torturing us. And when they see like, okay, these people, they don't want to listen, they even increase the way of torturing until when these people, they have to accept. You see, drama after drama. Let's wait and see, guys. Guys, please give me your thumbs up, like this video as you are leaving. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel, because next week is going to be a very busy week. We'll keep you updates about what will happen in Senzo Mewa murder case. So if you are inside South Africa, or especially if you're outside South Africa, please do subscribe to the channel, because we will take you guys lives. We will make you see everything that will be happening in the court. I believe you also want to seek justice for Senzo Mewa. So we'll see about that this coming Monday. Hopefully everyone will be there, and we'll have to see. I just hope they're not gonna come and surprise us like, no, the court is being postponed, because they're so good with all these things. So let's hope that won't be the case. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. For those who don't know me, my name is Dobsy. I do analytics about what is happening in this country. I try to help our fellow citizens to get to open the eyes and see exactly what is happening, because politicians, they're never gonna want you to see what they don't want you to see. So in that case, we decided to at least walk through the words. When a politician speaks something, we try to analyze what they have said. We try to summarize everything and give our commentary and see if this politician that's saying the truth or they're lying. So that's what we do in this channel. And if you want to be a part of our team, please do subscribe to the channel, so that whenever we are here as a family, we can get to share our experiences together. So thank you so much. As I said again, don't leave without liking the video or subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about what we do on this channel. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.